The silent voice was truly extraordinary. I loved everything about it. The pacing, the theme, the characters, the plot, you name it. At the end of the movie, I was speechless. Usually whenever I watch something, I will have many thoughts swirling around in my brain, but that didn't happen this time. I just sat there for a while until I said, that was beautiful. After thinking about it for a long time, I finally know what to say, so I'm going to review it today. There will be major spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen A Silent Voice yet, you have been warned. The movie was over 2 hours long, and while you saw a whole lot of content, every single scene was very intentional. There was purpose with every little tap on the shoulder, footstep, and facial expression. It was perfectly crafted to give the viewers a deep and personal understanding of what each character felt. Usually, if a movie is 2 hours long, it is a little bit too long, especially when it comes to anime movies. But for A Silent Voice, 2 hours had 200,000 ups and downs, turns and twists. Not sure how that number is possible, but they made it happen. I finally realized what enjoying an anime movie looked like, not wanting the movie to end, waiting, anticipating the next scene to see what happens to Nishimiya and Ishida. That's where the movie really impressed me, the characters. Ishida and Nishimiya were two people who hated themselves. It was so hard to watch. Ishida disliked himself so much that he wanted to end his own life within the first minute of the movie. Talk about 0 to 60, man. And Nishimiya was so saddened because she thought she was being a burden that she decided to take her own life as well. But thankfully, Ishida saved her. These two ripped out my heart and gave me a new one multiple times in this movie. Ishida tormented himself because he bullied Nishimiya when they were in school. He couldn't take the guilt of being so cruel to another human. He thought that it just had to end there, but he realized that maybe he could repent and make amends. I think he ended up doing that. He spent hours upon hours learning sign language. Nishimiya, on the other hand, was bullied so much that she actually started to hate herself instead of hating those that bullied her. That's the reverse of what we usually see in America, especially in males. I think it's different for girls, especially those in Japan where people tend to internalize emotions and not act out due to their culture. But back to my point though, Ishida and Nishimiya had two different reasons for being depressed, but they both found themselves in that terrible position. It really was a depressing movie for much of the runtime, but there were a lot of encouraging things as well. Ishida and Nishimiya became friends. I assume that Ishida feels the same love for Nishimiya as she does for him, but it wasn't exactly stated in the film. However, you can tell that they truly enjoyed spending time with one another, and it was delightful to see that. Let's not forget about the fun that they all had together with their friend group. It was great because it wasn't a cheesy or cringe-worthy movie overall. There were real, raw moments of bullying, fighting, pain, and also death. But there were amazing moments of friendship, love, hard work, and gratitude too. And that scene where Nagatsuka found out that Yuzuru was a girl was laugh out loud funny, since he supernaturally created 25 feet worth of space between her and himself. I also like to complain about the cinematography in movies a lot, but it was so good in A Silent Voice. Look at this scene. It's just two characters talking back and forth with one another, but it's exactly like what you would expect in real life. Looking at the river and gazing at the fish, you speak about what's going on in your life. It's those little cinematic choices that are just refreshing, you know? It's difficult to put in words, but this movie really was exceptional. I was literally biting my fingers watching the scene where Ishida pulled Nishimiya up from the ledge. The only negative thing to say, and it isn't even that negative, is that I wish we got one little extra scene where the two main characters get together, whether that's a handhold or a hug or kiss or something like that. But other than that, it was a perfect movie, a magnificent story of two people reconciling after so much hurt and devastation. I'm glad I got to watch this movie, and I am very thankful to the creator of the story, Yoshitoki Oima, the director, Naoko Yamada, and the cinematographer, Kazuya Takao. I'm sorry if I butchered those names. I probably did. And hey, the music was fantastic too. Like I said, A Silent Voice left me speechless, which is a rarity. What do you guys think? Did you like this movie? In my opinion, A Silent Voice deserves a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. Until next time, this is the Eagle-Eyed Samurai signing off.